Hello gentlemen, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite ways to play max coverage in this year's game, and we're going to be doing it out of big nickel over G. However, the formation itself isn't really important, it's more about the play call and making the adjustments out of that play call. So I'm going to talk about a few different formations on offense. Bunch is always going to be one of the ones I demo because it's always one of the hardest formations to stop, but I'll go to other formations too just to show you that it's going to be really effective versus really anything at preventing big plays. Now, before I get into the breakdown, I'm inviting you guys to join our Discord. You can find the link in the description of this video. Just click it. It's completely free to join. If you ever have questions, I can answer them for you in the chat, or if you guys just want to bullshit or lab with certain people, it's a good place to be. So it's completely free to join. Like I said, description or the comment section, I'll drop the link in there too. Now let's get into it. The coverage shell we'll be talking about today is going to be cover 4. Now I'm going to select a cover 4 quarters, which is a match defense. However, if you don't have your match coverage turned on, it's just going to play a drop coverage, and that's exactly what we want. So click your right stick in, just double check, go to the very bottom, check your zone coverage, make sure it's on default. If it's on match coverage, that's not what you want. Your guys are going to start basically playing man coverage, and honestly the match coverage just isn't good this year. Like, it's right now it's just broken logic, so don't use it. We're going to use drop coverage, and I'm going to show you how to adjust this cover 4 drop. So come out of cover 4 quarters, and it doesn't really matter, you can use a cover 4 drop in any formation. We'll go ahead and talk about verts real quick, and then we'll go to another formation. So against bunch, what I would like to do personally is baseline and press. That's pretty much something I'm always going to do against bunch. It's just a better look. And then we can do a few different things here. So we have a 4-man rush. We're going to play a max coverage by sending 3, and what that means is we typically want to adjust this defensive tackle. You know, you could put them on, you know, a bluff blitz, or we can man them up to the running back. Just keep in mind, when we send 3, we also have to blitz our user. So we'll go ahead and start by using this weak side flat. And then we'll also adjust this guy. So against verticals, I know what's going to happen is the tight end wheel is going to get open. So I'll go ahead and man him up. Then I'll shade my coverage down. And I just want you guys to keep in mind, these adjustments that I just did are good against bunch. It might not be good against whatever formation you're facing. But just to give you an idea, you can adjust this guy on the same side as the running back, and then you can adjust this guy here in the middle as your other middle linebacker. Okay, so let's go ahead and snap it. I shaded my coverage down as well, and you're going to see pretty much everything is taken away. We get pretty good pressure because we blitz our user. That's the only way to get send 3 to come in properly. And there was only one thing open, if you guys can just check it out. Let's go ahead and look. Tight end wheel taken away. The quick throw to the wheel on the outside taken away. Running back is pretty much taken away. The only thing that was open was this kind of crosser from the point receiver immediately. So how do we defend that? You can do a couple different things. We'll do the exact same shell. So man this guy up on the tight end. We'll go ahead and man him up to the running back, blitz our user, and then shade our coverage down. So let's just say they use verticals and they just got a big gain on us with that crosser. All you're going to do here is you're going to concede the running back wheel route. If he throws the running back wheel, whatever. If he runs stock verticals, he's quick snapping us. All we're going to do is just run back and defend this crosser. And now pretty much everything's taken away. The running back did obviously get a ton of separation. If he's separating like that, you just want to use the bluff blitz. So do it again. Man this guy to the tight end. Use the bluff blitz here. Shade your coverage down. Now we do the same thing, run over here. And what you're going to see is the bluff blitz is going to defend him better, and nothing's really open. Now the pressure isn't coming in too well here. I think I might have forgotten to blitz my user. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll go to instant replay and just look at the coverage. Everything's taken away for stock verticals. Let's go ahead and look at it. Yeah, everything's taken away. We take away the crosser for a second, then we pass him off to the safety, and it's perfect. Now, before I go to another formation, I just want to talk about one more thing you can do versus bunch, because you don't always want to be on this weak side linebacker. Sometimes you want to be on the strong side linebacker because you'll need to run over and help on the sideline against, like, you know, this kind of combination where we have, you know, a deep corner route. If they're on the wide side, they might motion this guy out to clear out for that corner route. And that's just one of the ways you kind of beat cover 3 or really any zone coverage. So we'll go ahead and look at this stock. We'll snap the play here. You'll see we clear out here. You see how he peels off that that streak and actually makes a pretty good play there. If we throw the corner out a little bit earlier, should be able to actually hit it. But as you can see, cover 4 drop is just really good. this year. The zones react pretty good. So right here, that's what you're looking for. There's our window. You have to time it right, but it is definitely open. So sometimes you want to help on that. And the way you're going to do that is by helping with your linebacker. So what do we do now? If we're going to be on this guy, what can we do? Since we're on the bunch side, we can kind of like lurk the tight end wheel real quick ourselves. We don't have to adjust to that. You know, maybe put this guy here on a mid read. Maybe put this guy man up on the running back and then blitz our user. So you can do something like this. I'll actually go ahead and leave the quarter flat for now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to shade down. I'll shade down. And what I'm going to do is do the same route combination. And this is going to be good against verticals too, not just this. But go ahead, snap. You're going to see boom. And then we can actually just kind of take this way ourselves. Meanwhile, everything else is pretty much bagged. But yeah, this is just one of my favorite ways of taking away some of the bunch combinations using a cover 4 drop. And as you can see, nothing is really open. If they sent out the running back on a wheel or something, that could have been problematic for us. But this kind of combination is going to be taken away. They could have thrown like the tight end angle route like right here, but he's definitely going to run into the defender. So if he's looking for the corner route, you know, this angle route might be taken away by the time he looks at it. So next up, we'll talk about U-trips, which is another formation I'm sure you're going to see a ton of this year. And it has a play in here called scat that can give the shell we just talked about a problem. And I know that these are like specific use cases, but trust me, you can use these shells on other formations too. It's not just for bunch or U-trips, these popular formations. Like you can use it against gun doubles. This can be fun. But we'll go ahead and talk about a new thing you can do with cover 4 quarters, because I'll actually just go ahead and do the same thing I did against bunch. And I'll show you why it's a problem. So we'll just baseline press. I'm just going to leave it like this for now, just to demonstrate why you can't necessarily run the exact same shell versus everything. So we'll go ahead and just snap it like this. And what you're going to see is this corner route right here. The quarter did play it pretty well there, but just you're going to have to take my word on this. He's not going to every single time. I know this is a very specific play, but I'm going to get to a point here in a second. So right here, boom, just like that. There's our toe tap. So that kind of play can give us a problem, and we have to know how to adjust to it. So we'll go back to the menu, and I'll show you another way you can play a cover 4 out of big nickel over G. This is only for big nickel over G. Unfortunately, you can't do this exact shell out of, you know, dollar or whatever. You'd have to do something a little bit different out of dollar. But we'll talk about zone drops now. So click your right stick in for coaching adjustments, and we're going to put our flats on 25. And what we'll do now, you can also put it on 30, that'd be fine too. So cover 4 quarters, go back to scat, and this is another way you can play a kind of cover 4. It's not necessarily a cover 4, but you'll see what I'm talking about. You can go ahead and just baseline. We're actually going to leave him backed off because flat zones play better when they're backed off. So we'll go ahead and put this guy out here in a cloud flat. After you do that, you can do one of two things. If you're in big nickel over G and you don't touch your packages, you can put this guy right here in an outside third by doing right stick to the left, and it's going to do this. So a very unique coverage shell over there. You have kind of a cover 4 still, but this guy out here is in a cloud flat. And what you're going to see, if you try the same thing, it is not going to really work. That cloud flat's going to play him. And then also what you're going to see, we do the same thing over there, and you run like, let's say, something more like this, you're going to see that this outside third can still kind of get out there and play anything that goes deep over our cloud. Now, if that's a little too scary for you, the other option would be cloud flat the outside cornerback and then put this guy here into the outside third. You can do it like this. You may put this guy into the middle third, and then you can run it like that. And now we can kind of focus on our other adjustments, which would be like doing something with this guy, maybe man him up to the running back, put this guy in a mid read, and then blitz your user. And you could have something like this. And you just have to think about, when you do this kind of stuff, like, where are you weak? And the answer would be you're weak to the short flat on the trip side. You're weak to the middle of the field, like the short middle of the field. Weak to the flats over here. You're going to concede something no matter what. If you want to have this kind of cover 4 drop, this deep shell where you protect yourself from these bombs, you're going to have something open underneath. That's kind of the whole purpose of the defense, to keep everything in front of you. So let's go ahead and snap it. Run out here. what you're going to see is, you know, the pressure does not come in. Practice mode's a little weird with the pressure. Sometimes it's not going to come in too well. Sometimes it's going to come in really good. But when you blitz your user in Sen 3, you're going to get fine pressure in game. Don't worry about that. So that's kind of like the gist of it. I don't want to talk about like all the shells in the world that you can do out of Big Nickel over G, because this video would be literally 2 hours long. There's so much you can do out of Big Nickel over G. But as far as using cover 4 drop, guys, you don't have to use this exact coverage shell. This is for bunch and U-trips mainly to use these kind of adjustments. You can really just come out in like a stock cover 4 drop and run this. Like, this is going to be really good versus a large majority of players. Like, they're not going to know what to do versus a cover 4. They're going to be very impatient. They're going to throw into the quarters. And it's just going to be easy to run. Like, and it's also good against the run. Like, because everybody's in a run fit if you hold. Well, the safeties are in a run fit, I should say. The outside cornerbacks are not. But yeah, that is the gist of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this kind of gives you guys some new ideas for defense, because getting stops is hard. And this is a little bit advanced in regards to like making these adjustments. But like I said, just run the stock cover 4, see how that works out for you. And if it's not working out, then you can make those adjustments that I pointed out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe for more Madden 24 content. And then let me know in the comment section what you guys need help with next, and I will try to make a video on it. See you guys later.